There might actually be a real reason behind not having more than 30 pet slots, but more and more pets keep getting added to the game, and a custom character could be joining the Greymanes. Also, the addition of magical weapons and armor could be right around the corner. Take everything I talk about in this video with a huge grain of salt, as it's all speculation, but Pearl Abyss is taking notes to what we all want. So putting these thoughts out there is always a good idea. So the real reason we haven't gotten more pet slots. I think pets are currently capped at 30 because of how it affects the camps in the game. On base console versions, having even just 30 pets can make the camp significantly more laggy. Hey Loon, we're looking at you. They might be working on a new system like a ranch or a pet house that will store your pets and give you more stability around camps. This system will let you select pets that will roam around your camp while keeping the others in a storage system like items. This will alleviate the camp lag and give us some much needed pet slots all in one go. And it could tie into this next part. The wyverns and cuckoo bird were just the first in a potential line of pet to mount animals. Depending on the reception of these animals, I think it will determine if they make more. And we all know everyone's been eating this wyvern up, so it's safe to say more are on the way. And if they do a pet ranch, we could see different ways to feed and grow these mounts. Maybe the feathered weasel and the abyss cat will see a glow up. These are the most requested animals so far. Rewards for boss battles are coming, and we know this from patch notes given out by Pearl Abyss. I think a new harder option will grant us things like boss armors and weapons, and repeating these challenges again and again could grant us special items, like how reblockades have evolved over time. I'd assume that you'd have to challenge these bosses and lose any items that you use, but I'm also just excited about getting more armor and weapons added to the game. I hope they do some really cool things with weapons and add different elemental types like the cuckoo spears, or add magical weapons like the Eastern Witch's Fan. Speaking on more weapons and armor, I think that adding the cloaks and the hats to be equipable on all characters is a must. I don't see why this hasn't been implemented already. Adding the ability to wear a pirate hat or the rider's hat on Unka and Damien would pull so many of their outfits together in new ways without having to add a bunch of new settings for the armor in the game. They'd barely have to remodel anything because all of the characters already have big heads. We also need more casual outfits that feel more homey. I'd love to have outfits from some of the villagers in the game and from other areas too. Sitting around in armor all day has got to be uncomfortable. Something everyone's been asking for is a customizable character. PC has had this option for quite a long time now, but console is missing out. There could be a way to recruit a new character into the Greymanes that will be fully customizable. Because doing the animation work would be a huge undertaking, you could potentially pick a skill tree from your character's body type. Since all the animations would be complete already, this could be a quick way to get custom characters into the game without having to do a huge overhaul. You still would not be able to do the main story with this 4th Greymane. The main story is Cliff's story, and it doesn't seem like they're gonna add the ability to play it as any other character. But all future DLC is planned to be played as all the characters, so that's super great. Also, the addition of adding other playable characters, we'd need more hairstyles. There are currently only 5 hairstyles to pick from in the base game, and we desperately need more. As I said earlier, the PC version already has a mod that unlocks hundreds of hairstyles, so I feel like it's only a matter of time before we get more. I think Pearl Abyss is just working on the best way to implement it before pushing it out. They'd rather have a good update than a broken one. If there are any ideas that you have that you want to put out to Pearl Abyss, make sure you comment them below. Pearl Abyss is always watching, and who knows, your idea could make it into the game next.